Today was another full day out on this beautiful new project, and honestly, it's kind of wild already being trusted to just handle things on my own. Like, no babysitting, no standing around wondering what to do next, just here's the project, go make it happen. And I've got to say, it feels really good. Also, big shout out to the new team member I've been working with because he has been awesome. Super hardworking, easygoing, and apparently still young enough that his shoulders probably recover overnight instead of filing a formal complaint against him like mine are right now. Because let me tell you, this project has been work. We've had Jeremy out there sandblasting the house, which if you've never seen sandblasting before, imagine taking a pressure washer and somehow making it even more aggressive and chaotic. It basically shoots blasting media at super high pressure to strip old stain and coatings off the wood. And on this house, he's using crushed glass as the media, which sounds pretty fancy until it ends up absolutely everywhere. Your clothes, your hair, your pockets, pretty sure in your soul. But at the end of the day, there is so much fine blasting media inside my shoes that if I close my eyes and use just enough imagination, I can almost convince myself I'm walking barefoot on a beach somewhere instead of on a job site in Washington. Almost. And yes, I did get suited up and do some sandblasting myself, which, first of all, makes you feel like you're preparing for either a science experiment or a moon landing. You're fully covered up, your helmet's on, breathing equipment, all very dramatic. And then the second you pull that trigger, it's just pure controlled destruction. Actually, really satisfying though. Watching years of old coating come off and seeing fresh wood underneath is kind of addicting. But the real shoulder killer, the grinders. Oh my God. After the blasting, we went around buffing the entire house with grinders. And when I say entire house, I mean entire house. Every surface, every angle. Buffing the wood basically helps knock down the raised grain and smooth everything over after blasting. Because when the wood gets blasted, the softer grain opens up more, leaving the surface rough and kind of fuzzy in spots. So we go back through and smooth it all down so that the stain lays down beautifully and evenly, which sounds simple until you realize that you're holding a grinder at weird angles for hours straight, like some kind of upper body endurance competition that nobody ever warned you about. My shoulders are officially in witness protection at this point. And somewhere in the middle of all this, Washington decided that 75 degrees here is apparently equivalent to about 112 back home in Missouri. Explain that to me. And before anybody says, well, maybe it's because you're working harder, respectfully, mind your business. Also, somehow we've now graduated from getting up at 5 in the morning to 4 o'clock. Yes, 4. That is not wake up time. That is punishment. At 4 a.m., I am not even a person yet. But honestly, this project, it's been really cool already. The owners are amazing people, which make such a difference on jobs like this. They have been unbelievably kind to us. One day they made homemade cookies, and another day they cooked burgers for lunch. And I'm not saying homemade cookies improve productivity, but I'm also not saying that. Morale seemed to be very high that day. Honestly, though, it's just been one of those projects where everybody works hard, everybody gets along, and the house is turning out beautiful. Those are the jobs you remember. Today, we officially started staining, which is the fun part because now all that the prep work is done, it starts to pay off visually. On this one, we're using Oxford Brown, and it looks so good on the wood. It's rich and warm, but it doesn't look too dark. And once it hits that freshly prepared wood, it completely changes the look of the house. And that's always my favorite part. When you go from chaos and prep and dust everywhere to finally seeing the finish come to life. That moment where the grain pops and the wood starts glowing again is just satisfying. So tomorrow I'll be back at staining again. And if everything keeps moving the way it has been, we should be wrapping this house up early next week, which is kind of crazy because it feels like we just got started. But that's how these projects go. Long days, sore shoulders, sand in your shoes, and a ridiculous amount of grinding. Good people, good views, good food, and somehow, even exhausted at the end of the day, I am still loving every part of it.